But it's time to move on to Marianne now. Marianne Guerrero. She would like to know this, and hopefully I can help in this too. Who are the musicians who perform the incidental music? You know, the things that you heard literally between scenes. And were any of them part of the wrecking crew? And I'll get to the rest of what she has to say in a moment. But let me get to that. As a semi-professional musician here in town, I've gotten to know a lot of these guys. You know, the Hal Blaines of the world, the Tedescos, my old trumpet teacher, Tom Scott. They played these incidental things. They were called in all the time. It bought their homes. It, put their kids through college. Incidental music in between. And that was a period of time in which brass musicians, woodwind players, percussionists had violinists all day long. They go from set to set to studio to studio, and that just doesn't happen anymore.
It's a hugely important part of the show that we as actors are completely divorced from.
Enormously.
I'm fascinated to learn more about it because I was never in a session. All that music, wah, 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 all of that was recorded specially for each episode, right? It was scored. Every episode was scored.
Yep.
But it all happened after we had shot it, and the show was essentially edited or put together, and then it was sweetened with the music. We never saw any of that or met any of the individuals who worked on that. So you have a better idea, Ed, knowing these folks, what goes into it. Is it a club of guys for one studio, or is it like just the same guys that go from studio to studio to studio, like you said?
A lot of it, it started in one studio. There was a gentleman named Yuan Racy who's made famous around the time of your program, Chinatown with Jack Nicholson, and he played that iconic trumpet solo in that thing. And he worked primarily for MGM, but was always farmed out to do Warner Brothers films or Universal or whatever was happening, Columbia, just because he was so good. And this happened a lot. But there was an association with certain studios in the old days, and then they were farmed out because that's how you make they had.
And their title was studio musician, right?
Studio musicians, yeah, and they were called in, and they still are.
And they worked so much they weren't a band, or they weren't doing, they weren't traveling with their music.
They didn't have the time. Yeah, I mean,
they didn't have the time, right?
Yeah, they were in there 6-7 hours a day doing different cues. So
were they doing it to a screen, or were they just doing it because the musical director had written music for them and had it timed out?
It would depend on the film. Yeah, it would depend on the film. A lot of films that are scored now, a lot of television shows. Family Guy, for example, has a full orchestra, and I really give the producers credit on that one. Same with The Simpsons.
Would some of those artists, those musicians who would be on Johnny Carson or nighttime television shows, also be in the afternoon studio musicians recording?
Oh yeah,
of right.
Without question, a lot of those guys worked in the studios and then had their gig with Johnny at night. So sure, and they were all just so good.
I think it was Frank Duvall who co-wrote the Brady Bunch theme song.
He wrote the music.
Sherwood,
I know that. Yeah.
Who was conducting it. The thing I loved about our theme song was how versatile the theme song was. It could cover any mood, any emotion.
As you've done on this show.
If it's happy, we have da 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 dum, da 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 dum. If it was sad, it was da 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 da. It could cover everything and did seamlessly between scenes.
Yeah, they really had it right. Yeah, they did it well. But a lot of the shows did that. Gilligan's Island had that going on.
And if you ever try to watch...
what's our connection to Gilligan's Island?
We'll come back to that in a moment. If you ever watch a movie or a television show without any of the music, it's almost unbearable.
Boring.
Right.
Unwatchable.
The music is the through line.
It really is.
Gives us the cue as to how we're supposed to feel. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
It's like watching a football game without a commentator.
Which they tried, and it just was like, huh? I mean, I don't know if you saw that, guys. Back in the day, they pulled, I think, Monday Night Football guys off and just ran the football game. And it was like, wait a minute.
And when they came back, they all got raises.
I'll bet.
You think that was their idea?
I'll bet. I don't think Marianne asked the following question or not, but
this is my favorite part of what she wants to write us. Go ahead.
The guest star bit, yeah. Who was the guest star who worked on the show that only later in life they realized?
No, not that part
really
of it.
Were.
Marianne Guerrero has a statement. Come on, you're passing it up.
Oh, okay. I'll throw that in. You know what? All right, Chris. Why don't you read it?
It's not even a question.
This will take a smile off Barry's face.
I went, Okay, here you go. I also want to tell Chris that his cameo in the Brady Bunch movie as Coach was sexier than Superman as far as I'm concerned. Okay, happy now? All right?
There
Got
you
it?
go.
All right.
I don't know what she's talking about.
He was wearing a nightgown for
I
Christ.
have to say,
I must
I've
have
never
missed
been,
that scene.
never been associated and compared to Superman, and I thank her. I
Trying
thank
to
her.
do questions. It doesn't say statements and answers.
I know.
It says
Moving
questions
on.
and answers.
My question is, which Superman?
I don't even care, to be honest with you. Like, which Batman? Does it really matter? It's the idea.
Right. Got it.
Like-
I think we're all settled on that. Who was the guest star?